I think my mic wasn't muted, and you guys just heard me just slurping my drink. What's happening, everybody? Happy Thursday. Filther, Kenneth, 3D Medic, Tulsa, of course. What's up, what's up, what's up? I saw Blind Gray Wolf's in here, too, or was, at least at some point. Let's switch to the main cam. Let's get some music going. Oh, yeah. All right. Cool. How's everybody doing? Hope everyone's having a good night. Good day. Good week. All the things. In today's live stream, we'll be kind of finalizing, hopefully, the DeathRacer. It's been through all sorts of things. And I'm not done. Because we have some problems to solve here. So first things first, it is running and driving. Everything is programmed the way that I like it. Except for one thing. Well, two things. One, when I am on both throttles and I give it maybe, I don't know, 10 seconds, maybe less of full throttle, it overheats and shuts down the ESC. And the whole thing's dead in the water for a couple seconds, and then it just kicks back on. What's up, One Raz? So I took it apart again the other night, and I cut off the plastic of the flight controller from the I cut the plastic around the controller, the ESC, and I put heat sinks on them, on the heat sink that's already there, but it's a non-finned heat sink. So now the fan blows directly onto metal heat sinks instead of plastic. So I'm hoping that that's on there. One Raz, there is a fan in here, and the fan is getting air from not only right here, but also through those holes. So it definitely gets air. So I did that. That's one thing. I haven't tested it yet, obviously. So I did that. The next thing that happens is these tracks actually have a lot of grip. And that's because I printed them in TPU, foaming TPU. And at least I'm thinking it's because they have a little too much grip. And they are actually a little bit loose. Like, I can, I'm holding it right now. But when this thing is sitting, there's actually quite a bit of slop in here. Like, probably too much. Here we go. I can show you like this. Like, that's probably too much. So what happens is, in certain situations, you can see I can pull it to the side. They just come off. And then they get all tangled up, and then once again, dead in the water. And these brushed motors don't like to be held. When the thing binds up and you give it some power, it just shuts down. So that's a problem. So what I did was, days ago now, I printed them in a single print. So I thought maybe this was a predetermined size, and maybe because of the pins, because they're all individual, maybe something happened. So I threw these on, and they were extremely tight, like really tight. Like, I had a hard time getting them on. But what would happen there is now it's on the opposite end. Now we're getting just binding, and sometimes they would just come off a little bit, like because of some misalignment, I don't know. And it would bind up even worse. I had less runtime on those treads. So I posted on the Discord about the heat sinks, about it overheating. They told me, hey, throw some heat sinks on there, so I did. And then someone showed me this, a 2-part plastic and rubber setup for the tracks. So I printed, of course, the insides with PPS-CF, and the outsides in the same, a little bit higher density TPU Aero. This time, about halfway, I ran out of Soraya, and I filled it in with TPU Air, or TPU Aero from Chitty, and you can't even see a pigment difference. I have a feeling they have the same manufacturer. So that's kind of interesting. But they both came out exactly the same. You can't even tell. It's about halfway. I thought I was going to be able to see like a slightly different gray. or a different texture. No, they're identical. So today, I'm hopefully going to finish these things. Also, to do these ridiculous two-piece tracks, I had to order a lot of hardware. Luckily, this whole thing was like $6 for 100 of these. But still, there's some hardware, there's some drilling, there's basically assembly. I also programmed the levers on the driver. That worked out. And I also printed my face in full color. The idea was to do this and leave the helmet, but it doesn't look how good I thought it would. It looks pretty good, but something about it is a little wacky. So I think if I have more time, I will just print the head larger. It looks better on here. It looks like I'm in a suit or something. I think what'll happen is I'll print my head as large as that helmet, and I'll put this on it, so the whole head kind of slips over. That's what I'm thinking, but it's not so bad. Or maybe I can design some things on the side that make it look like I have a helmet on or something. I don't know. It is what it is. It looks kind of cool, but it's weird. Put some blood stains on the face. That's funny. Hey, another CG. What's happening? Hey, Mark. What's up? Timor. Adam Idler. Maybe. I don't know where. That'll be a whole situation. Hey, JP. What's going on? Looks sick. Thank you. Yeah, I got the tools working. They okay. I got the tools working. They pivot all the way out. It's just super sick. I actually kind of like that the head isn't super colorful, so I might just leave the helmet. The two important things is me and the channel logo. So I might just leave it like that. But it does kind of look a little bit odd. It is what it is. The print quality is just insane. Every time I stare at this thing, it just looks like it just doesn't look very printed. Which is nice. But yeah, I gotta fix the main problems. Off of this head, yeah. Hey, Cybertech, what's up? Reprinted, how you doing? Another thing that I did was this year I didn't order stickers for 3D Printopia. I have a little bit, but I didn't reorder them. It's too late now. So what I did was I started printing some maker chips because K2 Kev and Liz. So we got this version with the QR on the back. Maker chips. Printed a bunch of them. I do have a problem that I'm going to ask for you guys. So this is 2 batches, and I have one printing behind me, which I don't think will finish by the time we're done. Yeah, it's just 5 hours left, so that won't happen. But they're pretty close. Those are a little bit more complicated. I redesigned them. Actually, you know what? Let's see if I can pop that open and see. Probably need at least 500. Well, Tulsa. So I used to order 100 stickers to take with me to Printopia, but and I would give out almost all of them. So at least 100. It's gonna be a lot. I don't even know how many this is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So let's say if this is 15, so we got 60, 90. So this is 90. So yeah, I'd probably print a bunch more than that, rather. Here, let me show you what I'm doing here. While that's loading, and I did notice Bamboo Lab really struggling with this. Like, this thing kept freezing on me, and it looks like it's just going to continue to do that. Yeah, Bamboo Studio. Oh, man, okay, it's really frozen. All right, hold on, let me force quit it before it does some kind of issue. Let's see. Hey, Warpaint, how you doing? Here, let me try. Come on, bring it on the screen. Here we go. Let's see if it will let me zoom in. I'm thinking maybe there's just too much on the screen that it needs to render. Let's see. Nope, wrong one. No, it's instantly frozen. Oh, there it goes. We got it. We got it. All right, I'm thinking if I just select this, hit slice. We can do that later. I can just want to show you what this looks like. While this is going, guys, today's live stream is sponsored by PCBWay and Polymaker. What that means is, for Polymaker, at least at the end of the stream, we're going to be giving away some filament. And all you have to do is click the link that's pinned in the top of the chat on Twitch, Kick, and also YouTube. Get signed up and be a subscriber to the YouTube channel, and you can win some filament from Polymaker. So that's a huge thanks to Polymaker. I gotta get my hand signals correct here. And then PCBWay is sponsoring this particular stream. What that means is towards the middle or the end, we will do maybe a minute or two or three or four just looking through PCBWay and talking about it. I do have a project with them coming up that I'm working through. It is expensive, so it's actually going to be nice to show you the actual cost if you guys want to do a similar thing. But although it is a really complex project, but it is what it is. So yeah, as you can see how long Bamboo Studio takes with this, it's really struggling big time. So that's a bit of a bummer. At least it's not frozen. So I'm just going to minimize this thing and let it do its thing, and I'll show you. Actually, you know what? I'll just leave it up and let it do its thing. Anybody know where I can get a model made of a part that dumb iRobot will not sell? That's a good question. I wish I knew somebody who can model like that. I'm not really sure. If you have the model, which it sounds like you don't, you could always have someone like PCBWay make it for you. Oh, here we go. This thing. So here's what it looks like. Doing a little bit of red, white, and blue and gold on this one. And gold on here is orange looking. But yeah, these maker chips are really cool, so I'm excited for that. This looks more like my logo with the rope, but then has the red and white around the edge, which I really like. So that should be a nice second version of these. And then I'll probably print 2 batches, since each one of these takes literally a day. And then I'll make another one. And what I'll do is, since that printer is already set up for these, I'll continue printing these, and I'll probably have another machine, probably the K2 Pro. Printing another batch of something else. So I'll be printing a bunch of these chips. So here's the question for you guys. Hey, Tin Talon, how you doing? Here's the question. I'll accept the challenge. Here's the question. So I have to take these with me to 3D Printopia, and my stickers, I would wear cargo shorts for the pockets, and I put my camera in there, folding tripod, my microphones, that way I can just grab and go. That way I didn't have to wear a backpack. And then I also had my stickers in there. They're really easy. But this is going to be a lot more things. So I probably have to bring like a backpack and wear a backpack the whole time or something, which is a bit of a bummer. But here's the question. So if I have a bunch of these things, how do you guys think I should have them? Like, should I print some kind of carrying case? Should I print like a tube? I don't know. I will take any ideas. It's a gasket that goes on the docking station for the 705 MZX robot. They're sending me a whole new docking station just because they don't sell that one part that can be replaced. Oh, wow. You know what? Good on them for standing on their own issue and sending you a whole docking station. That's good. You know, I like when a brand does that. A waist pack, like a fanny pack. You know, when fat dudes wear a fanny pack, it's like, you know, I'm gonna have like a overhang situation going on. If I get a fanny pack, it'll have to be all American American flag. Give them out in dime bags. I like that. I like that. I'll have to order up a few. Oh, another thing about the DeathRacer is it fits on the trailer to my RC truck. So last year I took both RC trucks because there's a printing contest. So I entered them both into a printing contest where one is driving the other one on a trailer, and then I drove it around here and there a little bit. But I'm thinking this time I'm just going to take the yellow FJ40 and put the DeathRacer on the trailer. And we'll trailer that thing around. I think that'll be kind of fun. And a little bit more unique than just carrying it over, you know? So we'll do that. So, you know, K2 Kev has these tubes, and him and Liz gave me this last year for my daughter to collect a bunch. So one option I have is to maybe remix this so I can like put a bunch of them together and just have like one huge one, which will kind of be interesting. But you know, that's going to be pretty cumbersome to use. But that is an option. And whoever printed this, which obviously K2 Kev probably, look at the quality of this thing. Really amazing. Whatever, I'm assuming it was a X1C that printed it, but it's flawless quality. So yeah, I'm just kind of going through it, trying to figure out how I'm gonna bring it. I'm guessing backpack. I don't know. Overhang. Of an overhang, right? Yep. There's over-the-shoulder fanny packs, Fetter. Oh yeah, like that's what the kids wear, right? They wear the things over here. I guess so. I guess so. And what? I just put all the maker coins in there? What do you even call those? Man bags? Like what? For real though. Let's see. Over shoulder crossbody bag. That's what it's called. Crossbody bag. Crossbody bag for men. Is that a thing? We're in a wild part of the internet right now, boys. Okay. So I know some people like to carry in there as on a concealed carry. So there's probably a lot of options for this type of thing, actually. Small sling bag. This is weird, though. Nice carabiner. This one's really inexpensive. Something like this. Is that what you guys are saying? Like this, like one of these type of things. Cross bag. Some people carry the pew pew. Right, exactly. They do. Satchel. Yes, what a good word. Satchel. I use one all the time since I'm blind. Right, keeping everything convenient right there. That makes sense. I mean, yeah, that's cool. Well, at least they're really inexpensive. I just have to find one. I mean, look at this outdoor tactical backpack, military style. Wow, that has 13,700 5-star reviews. Wow. Oh, this is actually really nice. Interesting. I can kind of hang stuff off of it like I do my drone bag. Is that too big? This might be perfect for camera gear, tripod stuff. Yes, I know they tear. They're 15 bucks or something. Calm down, guys. Interesting. That one really broke. Yeah, there we go. Put some lenses in there. Well, although I'll be bringing the Pocket Go 3 and then some mics. This might be the ticket. Something like this, I wouldn't mind at all. This is a little bit... At least I can, like, set it down somewhere and throw it over one shoulder. The one that holds my laptop has a hidden compartment for my gun. So that's big, though. If it can hold your laptop, that's large. I was thinking something like this size. Multicolor prints like that. Yeah, I mean, that's happening. So here's what'll happen, OneRez. Once tool changers become a thing, it's going to be next year, right? By middle of next year, like summertime next year, tool changers are going to be all over the place. And what'll happen is they are going to drive the costs of the regular color machines down so much, you'll be able to get one for a few $100. I mean, that's already happening. Like, even right now, you can get an AD5X and print full color like it's nobody's business. So just keep that in mind. And actually, maybe I'll run that machine too. Actually, I could probably do that. Yeah. And the S1 Pro from Anycubic can do this as well. More than capable. Also inexpensive. So I have a feeling that once those tool changers are out, it's gonna be a wild, wild west for the other machines that still have the purge. I'm pretty, you know, I see that they're not super durable, but that's okay. I kind of like this idea because I can transfer a lot of stuff from my drone bag, which is a similar style military bag, over to this like sling bag. Here, I'll throw this in my cart just so that I remember. $17, and it comes tomorrow. Yeah, it's my. Oh, here we go. I'll do a pink one, bright pink. All right, this can't even hurt just to buy it to see if I like it or not, and if I don't, just chuck it. Not chuck it, return it, okay? But you know what I mean. All right, we're adding that in there. Check out the backpack that I posted live stream chat. Wear that. Okay, let's see. Whoops. Nope. The screen. Let's go. I should really open Discord in my on my keyboard screen again, like I used to. Made it so much easier. Live stream chat. Well, yeah, I remember this. Yeah, this. What's his name? I don't remember his name. Cool dude. I've talked to him a couple times. For those wondering what I'm looking at here, JP sent over. I don't remember his name. Anyone remember? But yeah, he always has a little. So he used to have a little Delta on there. Now he has a positron. Probably a way lighter and easier and better on his back, huh? They came out with a 3D scanner that really works and easy to use. Easy to use, I'm not sure. So I have several scanners. But one that I have is really complicated to use. The Creality one, admittedly, from a few years ago, like from like 2 years ago, was easier to use. Hey, Bearded Printer, how you doing, man? But to answer your question is no. Unless something happened the past 2 years, at least for me, I couldn't fully wrap my mind around it. I freaking hate Amazon, but I love Amazon. Go figure. Yeah, filter. Yeah, that's just how it is. Powered by Joule battery. Yes, it is. Yep. Yeah, he goes to like every show, and he always has some kind of crazy machine printing on his back. Pretty good stuff. But yeah, I can see how that style bag would work. Wow, this looks like GTA 5 or something. GTA 6. Wow, there's a concealed carry version specifically. What's the difference? One just has the words concealed carry. Huh. I'd imagine I'd get a few looks coming in with that thing with just maker chips in there. But yeah, this was a good idea. Thank you for the suggestion. I definitely like it. Yeah, something a little bit more of this style. Literally a mini version of my drone bag. Yeah, just those 26 bucks. Not too bad. I like this shape a little bit better. See, this one's big though. Like that's too big. Okay, we'll keep that little guy. That's probably perfect. Yeah. All right. Thank you for that. I'll take a look a little bit later. All right. So sponsors, right? PCBWay and Polymaker. We talked about that. I updated everybody on what's going on here. Imagine Federer wearing a huge Delta, but what about the I'll come in with like harnesses with the S1 with the S1 Pro. That would be something. That would be hilarious. Yeah, that's true, JP. That's true. Maybe like a purple or something. I was thinking American flag. Hey, Adam, what's going on? Actually, hold on. Before I sit down over here, let's move this way. Hey, Zumi, how you doing? Get a pair of MacGyver tube socks, stuff them in the front cargo shorts. Wow, that's different. That's unrelated. What did I want to show you? Oh yeah, I wanted to show you this. So I printed this on the FL Sun S1 Pro, and I added a brim just because these things are standing up. And look at how this printed. Like, they are perfect. PPS-CF is really an amazing filament. If you can afford to get yourself a spool to play with, I can't suggest it more. Like, for structural stuff, for things that are actually important, this filament makes it legit. Like, you can print an actual product, which is really cool. And here's the cool part about this is to peel it, you just pop it off. You know, remove these. And it just kind of just comes right off of there. You can see on the bottom. Hold on. Hello? There we go. You can see on the bottom there. It just pops right off there like it's nothing. Some little wisps. It's really just crazy good. So, and then the other thing is this TPU stuff. I'm guessing towards the end of my spool here, it got a little moist. So it's got some little hairs here we can just pick off. But it's still, the quality's still amazing. So the way this works, these two-piece sets. Here, let's get these things. Just take a little bit of the brim off here. And then I like to take these snips and kind of just snip all the stuff really quickly. It will also instantly come off under the weight of that thing on concrete, so no big deal. All right, and then once you get all this clean, this has a little bit of a lip, and this has a little bit of a lip. So you meet those up, and you push in one side, and you get to the other side, and you kind of just squeeze that in there, like that. Squeeze that, and now you have your two-piece track. So the other thing that I have to do is I have a 3mm on here, and I need to just drill these through because the M3 bolt that goes through them still bites quite a bit, even after drilling through here. And I don't have like a more than a 3mm drill bit, unfortunately. So drill it like that, get ourselves a screw, start it on this side just a little bit, flip that over, and then the interesting part, so this, you have to make sure that when this thing starts going in, it goes in not on an angle, or not higher or lower, so I kind of just like to push down on both. There he goes, and that went in nice and smooth. So now we can let the Hodo do its thing. Oh, you guys can't see what I'm doing. Cool. Sadly, there aren't hardened nozzles from printers. Oh, that's okay. They're, like, at all? Because I was going to say, they're really inexpensive. What printers do you have that don't have hardened nozzles? That's a good question. I don't even know if you're asking me or not, but I think all of my machines that I currently have hardened nozzles. Maybe the A1 Mini? The A1 Mini doesn't. Everything else I think does. So yeah, we'll kind of just finish off like that. And there you go. So there is still some resistance in this track. But I'm assuming after you drive around for a few minutes, they will be plenty loose. Some of them are loose, some of them are not. So each one gets 32 of these, and people are saying that this will help the motors struggle less because they don't have to like pull on rubber. There's significantly less traction on plastic, so the motors will work a little bit less, and that hopefully will help the heat sinks, and this will hopefully help stop the overheating. So that's the goal. The goal is to be able to fully functionally drive that thing today. Zumi, no, I'm just trying to figure out the few issues that I have. I'm having overheating issues, so I threw in a heatsink on top of the ESC and put it right on top, like the fan blows right on the heat sinks. And then I tried a different set of tracks. I printed those like single piece tracks. They were too tight and caused all kinds of binding issues. So now I'm trying these two-piece. So that's kind of what we're going to be doing, just chilling and doing some assembly, and hopefully put one on and test it out before time's up. Flash Forge Adventure 3 and Adventure 4. The Flash Forge is BS property. Oh yeah, yep. In that case, that's right. Actually, I think there might be a mod that you can do that will let you put on different nozzles. I think might want to look into an adapter for nozzles. I vaguely remember something like that. I won't buy another Flash Forge. They don't support 84 at all. There's a previous flagship that I paid $1,200 to get. Yeah, they tend to do that. I've heard that about them. Well, not that they don't support it. They just focus. I think they still do some kind of support, but it's not at the level that you want. I know I've heard that from other users for sure. Okay, so I think we saw. So basically, the solution for these maker chips is to buy a bag. So you're saying I gotta buy... Hey, Shrimp Father, what's going on, Martin? So you're saying I have to buy a lady bag. That's what you're saying. No, they don't support it. They don't even have firmware on their site anymore. Right, yeah, I think you mentioned that last time. That's a total bummer. That's a total bummer. I wonder if Kev and Liz will come into the stream at some point so I can show them these things after a year of waiting. And the second design too. I'll keep it out just in case. Their Orca Flash Forge doesn't support 84 either. Wow, really? So what are they? So in their eyes, the numbers are so low they just won't support them anymore. That seems really odd. Yeah, I don't like that. Why wouldn't they support? That seems odd. I guess that's their way to try to have you upgrade or something. Yeah, I mean, I would go somewhere else. Like, you know, I would switch over to something else if they were doing that. I think they're trying to pretend it doesn't exist because they never put out stable firmware. Yeah, that's bonkers. I'm assuming there's quite a lot of people that have that machine. Yeah, I'm not a big fan. You know, VoxLab, their sister company, also always did some kind of slightly sketchy stuff, like all the time. And especially as they grew after their first machine that I was really excited about. You know, they started getting to weird proprietary stuff, and it was just odd. The proprietary stuff was worse than the open source stuff. I don't know. There's some Chinese companies that they just get it wrong. That's what they did with the Aquila D1. Just stop supporting. Yep. Yeah, I remember that. Oh, you know what I should do? I should do this the same way that we did it last time. Instead of doing it one at a time like I am right now, I should do them in bundles. And that way it will get done faster. So let's do that. After this one, let's do them individually. Throw that on there. This goes this way. Like this. Yeah, I mean, what was the other brand? What was the yellow? What was the yellow printer, Zumi, that was like inspired by Lamborghini? I actually really like that machine. It had a bunch of unique stuff on it that was like kind of cool. But didn't they do the same thing? They just stopped supporting that. I vaguely remember that as well. I gotta say, these tracks, as interesting of an idea they are such a pain in the ass. Like, what a pain. Really. Alright, let's see how many I have so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Man, we need more than double that to go. But not bad. We'll get it done. Hornet. Yeah, that's the one. I don't remember who made it, but it was Annie Cubic? No. Hold on. Who made the Hornet? Elegoo. Nope. Not Flashforge. I don't remember anymore. That Hornet, if it's the one that I had, the bed went up and it was junk for me. But it didn't work, and I had to send it back. Man. That's rough. When I had the Hornet, I enjoyed it. I think Zumi got it and also had some issues, right, Zumi? Like, when I made a video on it, it was totally fine. I didn't have many complaints about it. I loved the way that it looked. It was like the style. That was pretty cool. Let's see how this thing. I also have this thing ironing at the top, which, did I select the very top layer, or I selected all of them? I bet you I set the ironing to not just the top layers, and that's why this is such a long print. Oh well. I could set it to go faster. I'm sure it'll go faster. It's in sport mode now. I can go ludicrous. Nah, it's fine. I'll just keep it in sport. Artillery, yes. That's the one. It stores Z offset in the settings, but it doesn't apply to future prints. You end up with a ridiculous number if you don't. That's the worst part. I hated that issue so much. Even when the Voron machines even when the Clipper machines started coming out, companies were doing it all wacky ways within their screens instead of doing it within the Clipper firmware. And then it would stack, and one print would be perfect. The next print, it would destroy your bed. The next print, it's up in the air. Z offset is so annoying. Hey, Reverend, how you doing? Good morning. Filament Faithful. That's kind of cool. You know what? The Filament Faithful could be a really cool, like, not goth style, but like metal style logo on a shirt. That'd be kind of cool. Wow. Very useful. Hey, Nico. How you doing, man? Thank you, dude. Yeah, CR10, a printer that size, slinging beds is pretty tough. They are workhorses though, just really, really slow. Proprietary cable, had everything in it connected to a tool. Yeah, yeah, right. I remember that. Reverend, great idea. Yeah. Yeah, Zumi, it was really cool looking. Definitely one of the better looking machines just because the theming looked so good. All right, I say we break this thing apart into small tasks. So first, let's pop all these off and clean them up. Then we'll pop all of the rubber off and install them into here. Then we'll drill them on all, and then we'll put them all on. So we'll do it that way and see where it gets us. Z offset is so annoying as a shirt in itself. Yeah, Z offset has always been annoying, and it'll be. I mean, it's already here. Like people that didn't print back then and never like assembled machines and stuff, they'll never have to deal with offset because most machines are all automated. At least all new machines that you pay a good dollar for, but they're all automated. That Z offset was probably the bane of everyone's existence. Like it was probably the worst part of 3D printers was figuring out Z offset. Mad Scientist, I don't have those things set up. Like I don't even know what they're called. There is. I can send you a link to the Discord though. Well, give me 1 second. I'll put it in the chat. Let me go to the Discord. And let's go up here. Where's invite? Invite people. Copy. Oh, this is no. I don't want to invite them there. I want to invite to the whole shebang. Here we go. This. Invite people. Copy. And you are on Twitch. All right, where's Twitch at? Twitch. Bam. There you go. That's the Discord link. FlashForge has a trade-in program. Send it to them and get a new one for $100. Oh, yeah, that is true. I've actually thought about doing that. I do still have my Aquila machines, and I was thinking about doing it, especially because the VoxLab Aquila is their machine now. You know, considering they absorbed VoxLab back into FlashForge. So it would be kind of interesting to just to see how that works. I figured out how to get Z offset only after got the printers that did it by themselves. Yeah, I believe that. I tried all kinds of funky stuff, but I ended up doing manual on most machines anyway, even the ones that did have automatic, because the sensors, all those sensors they were trying to use were just absolute junk all the time, and the Z offset wouldn't be good anyway. It would vary every print, so I would always just go manual and do my little piece of paper test, you know? Yeah, leveling and Z offset were both definitely kept a lot of people out of 3D printing for sure. Like single-handedly kept people away. They send you a box to ship it in? Really? That's quite the effort. I totally understand, man. Yeah. That's definitely a big obstacle. It's just it's a shame they won't support it. It makes no sense. I'm guessing like maybe like the developers that they had for that machine don't work there anymore. Like there's got to be an actual, you know, thing. The reason why I say that is because I used to make apps and games, and we had this overseas developer for our first game, And we couldn't keep up with Apple with them. Like, Apple would make an update and redesign the whole thing and the whole language, and make the previous one stop supporting the previous one, and we kept having to constantly redo it and redo it and redo it. It was really difficult to keep up, and at one point it wasn't worth to do anymore. Years after, so we just kind of gave up on it. So I've been there myself, like as a tiny business. I've definitely been through that whole thing where you like can't keep up, and you just have to kind of back off. So I have some little bit of, well, not pity, that's not it, but I totally understand that if you own 2 of the machines and now they're complete duds because they don't give you the parts or support it with firmware, that sucks. I'm playing with Eddie and Cartographer. It's a whole new way of Z offsetting I'm not used to yet, but oh boy, it's a whole new learning curve. Yeah, I mean, it definitely looks incredible once it's all set up. And you can use the Cartographer as the Z probe as well, right? Because that's kind of the main thing. You set up the Z offset one time, and it should technically do everything together, unless you need 2 probes. Spoiled with the Q1 Pro. No more having a level or Z offset. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Q1 Pro does that really well. I saw some review of the Q1 Pro saying that it was manual, and they like went through the process of doing it because there is a Z offset setting in the menu, and I was like, what? I never even touched that thing. And that thing's still printing every day, almost every day. It definitely does it automatically. Maybe it didn't before or something. Developing for Apple is a pain. Yeah, I mean, I'm talking about in 2008, 2009 when it first came out. We were really early on the App Store. And they did really well. We had a couple games. And then some apps as well. But that got so saturated. Even a few years in, I can't even imagine trying to make it on the App Store now. That's not even a thing. I wouldn't even consider it, to be honest. It sounds like society might be a fault for your struggles. Nice. Yeah, Pronterface. Of course. You had to have Pronterface. Yeah, I remember Pronterface setting up my custom machine that I built. The offset can be nice if you're trying to resume a failed print, but it's niche cases. Yeah, I mean, that's a super advanced thing. Yeah, like this, you know, I've been trying really hard not to do multiple projects. So that's why we're finishing this instead of working on the Prusa. But the Prusa technically has to be done too. So I think for the Prusa, I'm going to focus on that next week and see if we can wrap it up. Just so that that's done. And then we'll go right back to the tool changer. Got to get to work with heat changes and closed chamber is proving to be challenging. Oh yeah, does the cartographer have issues in the heat? Losing our freedoms one by one. Yeah, there's all sorts of wacky stuff happening that's so complex and hard to understand. It makes no sense why some things happen. 0 sense. 0. It's The division is insane. But it is what it is. Maybe it was there the entire time, and the internet and the news are just making it popular. I think it was all happening, and probably worse, but it was all hidden behind closed doors, and the internet and cameras and mics all make it so much more accessible. Now it's just here. I remember when people would be really proud to be like a politician or to know one. I don't know, is that more or less of a thing nowadays? I know obviously some people are still extremely proud with politics, but I feel like that's kind of decline. And I'm kind of sad that there's nothing in the middle. Like that's the most disappointing part. Nothing in the middle. Pick a side. Be a tool bag about it. That's how it is. That's the worst part. And I don't wanna. You ain't gonna force me. I ain't doing it. All right, we're almost done here. I should have probably counted how many of these I have. Because, like, you know, double checking would have probably been like a smart thing to do. But no. Oh, that one came off perfect. Oh, this one came off perfect too. Ah, ruined the streak. I thought we were going to get 3 in a row. I still have no way to know if the PPS-CF is going to be strong enough for all this stuff. Like, I wonder if PLA has always been just good enough. Or maybe PETG. I'm angry that our freedom of speech is being taken away. I mean, your freedom of speech is not, probably. But yeah, some people, for some reason, are. I don't know. You could say that one person was just publicly executed because of his speech. And then another man is publicly canceled because of his speech. So, not a laughing matter, but just weird. There's no side. It's all the same mind game. 100%. 100%. Some kind of weird game. I think the saddest part for me personally is watching my friends pick a side, really. That's the worst part. Seeing my friends post some kind of radical from both angles, by the way, like angry posts, like genuinely angry posts, wishing all kinds of nonsense on the other side. That's the most disappointing part. That's how you know they're winning. If you're posting something on your personal page that's supposed to be for your family or friends about your such disapproval that you wish something to happen to another person instead of having a conversation. That's disappointing. It is what it is. There's no one's winning. But hey, look at this. Look what's happening in other countries right now. How many countries are at war right now? How many countries are in severe poverty or decline? Obviously, there's countries that are on the up and up right now as well. And you know, how many countries are flaunting their armies and weapons? And it's, you know, every time you sit back and think about how terrible it is where you're at, you can always look at other places in the world and be like, actually, us bickering's probably not so bad. You know, there's always that. Yeah, I see what you're saying. You know, I agree that the speech part is really crazy that that's happening. But you know, at some point the speech becomes threats, and you probably should, if you're, especially if you're representing a private entity, you probably should be punished for your speech. You're an adult. There's places for that, and if you're in a certain position, you shouldn't be wishing any kind of harm on somebody. So I can totally see that side. Totally. Yeah, it's sad either way. I mean, like, you know, like I said, you can have an opinion on it. And I don't think you're gonna win in either way. The way to be angry, yeah, 100%, 100%. Everything that you see from both sides is designed for you to get angry on the other about on, you know, on the other side. It's by design. So whenever, like I said, whenever I see a friend or someone I know, whatever, post in that, like, just feeding it, it really, that's the saddest part. Printing off a 4 kilogram spool holder, nice. Is this live? It is. Or are you saying, is this live? Because we living out here. All right, so we got those things off. Let's go ahead and get this lovely carbon stuff into my hands and fingers and into the air. There we go. Now we're breathing it. Perfect. Manipulation, yes. Yeah, free speech and hate speech. Yes. And like I said, I know a lot of people that I would call even dear friends, and they're literally posting what I personally would consider hate speech, like legitimate hate speech. And the thing that they're posting is they're saying that the other side is hateful and spreading hate, and the literal post is about them hating them so much that they wish death on them. Make it make sense. I feel like common sense is completely washed over these. It's gone. It's weird. It makes no sense because some of these people are professionals. They're good people. Like I would, you know, I'll have a beer with any of them. But it just doesn't make sense why. How can you not see what you're saying is the thing that they're doing? Like, I don't know. I don't know. We shouldn't be talking about this because it makes me upset, and there's no point. There's no point. I'm trying to. The point of coming down here in my basement and doing this hobby, and chilling and building these things. One of the things this does is this is like therapy. So let's not get into this because it's just upsetting. There's also a tag for rerun, aggro. All of these things will get recorded on Twitch and on YouTube and on Kick. So anytime they're done, you can rewatch. You know, on YouTube, for example, you can go back right now and watch and just catch up. But yeah, after the stream, it'll post to the other platforms as a VOD, and you'll be able to watch it. All right, so for this step, we're going to be taking off the pads and installing them into these. So I'll start making a pile back there. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I'll just do both for this one. I'll clean up and install it as one step. No, you know what? Let's stick to the process. It is a proven process that it will work faster. So I take that back. I will not install them. I'm just gonna clean them up and put them in a pile. Pro tip for those 2-part tracks: if they slide in easy, add some CA glue. They will slide out with enough donuts. Oh, these things. Okay. Yeah, cool. I appreciate that. Thank you. Will they ease up? Right now, I'm drilling them out. I'm drilling out the loops some more with a 3mm drill, but they're still pretty damn tight. That kind of worries me. I'm hoping that, after just driving it around for a few minutes, they kind of work themselves in. But I'm having all kinds of issues with the other tracks, so it's worth trying. But yeah, I appreciate that, Josh. Thank you for the pro tip there. Well, since we're not going to talk about politics, how about some lively discussion about religion? Well, here's the other. Okay, fine. I'll talk about it a little bit. Here's the other part that's weird to me, and maybe I just don't remember this part. But religion is now an extremely close part to politics. Like they're together. Like religion is fueling some politics, if not all American politics at the moment. I'm not saying that it shouldn't. I'm just saying historically speaking, religion has caused all kinds of issues. So in politics has caused all kinds of issues. So now we're combining two things that tend to cause issues and being passionate about it. It seems like a recipe for non-pleasant things. So it is what it is. Sorry I brought it up. No, it's all good. Disney, they're warning employees about what they say. Yeah. I mean, you can't. Yeah, can you imagine representing a company, but then going online and publicly saying, violent things and doing things? It's the same thing as like going and looting or something. If you're going and looting and you get caught, you're going to be a victim? No, you're getting, there's consequences for that kind of thing. I get it. That part I understand, and that's like the common sense portion. Like there's things you can't say, man. Even if you're allowed to speak your mind and stuff, you totally are. But at some point, it becomes hate speech. And I'm not pointing a finger on one side, obviously. Like I'm not a one-sided person. No chance. No chance you're putting me in that box. Mark was talking about Lord and Savior Chep. Chep. I like Chep. He's a good guy. I think I'll see him at the 3D Printopia. I'll be sure to actually have a conversation with him instead of just saying hi and walking by. That is, if he goes. I'm not sure if he'll go. They'll probably break in. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. Thank you, by the way. There's a lot of people in my family that are very religious, and I have nothing against that at all. The tradition, the morals, they're all really positive. The family aspect, they're all really positive. It's the other ends of it. It's the people that need to make maximum money that involve themselves in it, and that's very different than the small town, religion type of thing. So, can we test durability of that PPS-Racer? I have an XL racer that could run over it. I want to say yes, but probably on the second day, hopefully, or something. Yeah, I don't mind doing a little bit of a test, especially after. If it even survives the first day, I have a feeling that the stuff, especially because it's not annealed, is just printed at 345 or 350C. I have a feeling that it's not as strong as it could be. But then again, so do you know if there's like a specific weight? Because I'd imagine PLA, 2 kilograms of PLA is still 2 kilograms. So I'm assuming all the DeathRacers are this heavy. But this thing is heavy. Like, it's heavy. I wonder how that's going to play a role. That might add on to the reason why I'm having issues with my motors overheating. It's not a bad thing to have stuck in your head, Good song, by the way. So for the XL Racer, Josh, is everything just scaled up to a certain bearing size? Like, how does it work? How's the hardware? Is it like M5, M4 hardware instead of M3? And one more question: what about the motors? Are they just substantially larger, or are they the same? XL is about 30 pounds. Normalish are 5-ish. Ooh, that's gonna be good. I actually wanna weigh. First of all, 30. Dang. So yeah, you're not running stock motors on that. £30. I would like to build one of those huge, was it fifth scale? The fifth scale van that was teased from 3D sets. One guy made it. I would love to build one of those, to be honest. That would be such a cool piece to own. I would build the off-road version, though. I wonder why they didn't do it. Maybe finding suspension and tire for it was a real challenge. Oh, these things are taking a lot longer than I expected. It's a totally different design. There's going to be 6 of them at 3D Printopia. We're tweaking the design. It's not point and shoot at all yet. Interesting. Okay. That's cool. That's going to be a fun one to watch. So there's going to be 6 of them. Like, are you guys going to battle them? Why are there so many that exist? That's kind of interesting. The BOM cost is a little shocking. Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Well, all RC stuff, custom RC stuff, is kind of shocking. Just as an example, some of the RCs that I have behind me, the 8-scale crawlers, they're well into the, 200s, 300s of dollars for hardware. So if you build RC stuff constantly, you kind of know. But yeah, there's definitely a sticker shock. Definitely a sticker shock with them. If you don't mind me asking, what is the bill of materials cost? Give me a ballpark. Let me guess too. Let me guess. I'm gonna guess just north of 300. That's gonna be my guess. I'm assuming the ESC and the motors are gonna be quite expensive for $30. Obviously, the filament is gonna cost some too, but maybe it is more than 300. My Bamboo ticket has a new reply. Oh, nice. Let us know what it is. And why do you have a ticket for Bamboo? What's going on with your machine? Is it something for the A1 Mini? They use Rev Robotics Neo brushless motors. The electronics are in the 500ish range. Okay. A little more than what I was guessing. But yeah, okay. So you got to pay to play. You know what? For something that's not out of a kit and uses really good components, that's not bad. I've spent more on RC stuff before. What about the batteries? Is it running like 6S, 8S? If I want to get back into drones, is there a good kit I should look into? It's been some years and I've been out of the loop. Yes, actually, that's gotten much better. It obviously depends on what kind of drone you're looking for. Since you might have some background in drones at all, then you kind of already know what style drone you want to get into for FPV. But one thing that's gotten much better is the smaller, obviously because of the weight rules. The smaller drones have gotten so good. Also, digital, there's a lot more options now, especially since in the US, DJI is, I think, officially banned now. There's a lot of other systems that are pretty decent, which is really cool. Beta FPV has always had really good, like, beginner kits. 4S, 5200, okay. Not so bad. That's inexpensive. That's really inexpensive. My camera intermittently stops working and my screen goes black and doesn't come back and turn on. Interesting. Okay, so that sounds like something either needs to be replugged in or there's a piece on the board going out somewhere. So will it continue to print or it fully shuts down the whole print, or is it just the screen? Because like if you could still use the web interface or handy, then at least you can continue printing. Obviously not ideal, but at least it's not fully shut down. I can't believe that these two completely different filaments from different companies are so close that you can't tell them apart. Like, there's no line in the middle, there's no nothing. Kind of crazy. So I wonder if Soraya Tech and Chitty Tech have the same supplier, because even the pigment is the same. I mean, there's no way to tell. Zero way. It's just a different label on the box. Well, the Chitty Tech have clear plastic spools, and Soraya Tech has paper spools with this really lovely edge to it, so that that'll work in all kinds of AMS systems. Probably for one source. Yeah, I'm guessing it is. Like eSun. Aren't they one of the larger ones? I know Polymaker makes filament for other companies too. All right, I need the fan. And you know what? Oh, I do have to get up to do it. I was going to say I'll just use my flipper, but nope, I moved it. So it's got to go over here. Come on, camera, come back around. From the same factory? Yeah, definitely could be. I mean, it's got to be. You can't tell the difference. So about halfway. I mean, there's no even mark. Like I can't even pretend to say that there's a line. Yeah, you can't tell. This looks like it's one filament. There's no way to differentiate. Probably the screen. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, it could be. You know, the thing violently shakes quite a bit. It heats and cools down, so I could totally see that being a potential issue, that something unplugs or a cable connector weakens. You know, it's happened to my Vorons. Was that one done on the K2 Plus? No, I did this on... Oh, wait. This was done on the K1 Max. The TPU was printed on the K1 Max. And I upped the retraction by double what it is stock. And it definitely stringed less, but still had some stringing going on. It's nothing serious. It obviously just falls off and cuts off. But still, there's definitely some stringiness going on. But yeah, the TPU was printed on the K1 Max, the mod with the new modded gantry. I need to run some tuning on it, but it is printing really great. Right, it could go so much faster. It's insane. Now I was saving the K2 Plus to print some of these maker chips, so we'll see about that. We'll see about that. Nice, another good song. One of the older ones. Cash you outside. That's right. Cash me outside. What a crazy thing to get popular from. All right, looks like, how many do we have left? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13? I really should have counted how many I'm dealing with here, but like I said, every side needs 32. So nothing too crazy. I'll take a heat gun to it later. For some rapid annealing. I do gotta say, since you asked about the K2 Plus, the K2 Plus has been really, really good. I definitely had some issues with the K2 Plus and needed some upgrades. Well, not upgrades, but new parts. Similar issues to the K1 Max. The only other machine that I didn't have problems with was the K1C. And that K1C I gave to a buddy, and he still uses it to this day with no quarrels or modifications. But yeah, I gotta say, out of all the other recent machines that I've gotten from all manufacturers, specifically the K2 Plus has been a joy. It's been a painless experience, and it's done everything that I've thrown at it. So it's nice to see an evolution of machines becoming that reliable, you know? Man, I really hope these things work well. Just putting in the screws is going to be the longest part for sure. Faux show. All right, just a few more left. Okay. Nice. These at the end here have the least amount of little wispies and little pieces of nonsense. Yeah, like that looks pretty good. Says the giveaway only for YouTube? Nope, there's pinned comments on both Twitch, on all Kick, Twitch, and YouTube. The only thing that's a requirement is you have to be a subscriber to the YouTube channel, because that's my main source for everything. I'm kind of just like dual streaming onto other platforms, but the main thing is the YouTube channel. And since we're allowed to multi-stream, I definitely enjoy streaming to the other platforms as well. I do need to, admittedly, and I've said this many times now, once I get over this rush of things that I have to get done, I'm definitely going to integrate Twitch a bit more. Like, I want to know when a raid comes in, all that fun stuff. We do have a moderator, Tulsa, but YouTube seems to win the most. That is true. But you know, that's totally random. That just happens to be a coincidence. There's also significantly more YouTube viewers than any other platform. Twitch has definitely grown, but it's not even close to the audience that's on YouTube for me. For now, right? If that changes later, that's great. And like I said, I like to constantly improve, so I'll definitely be sure to continue integrating it and using it and making the Twitch side better. But yeah, the giveaways for both, you just have to be subscribed to the YouTube channel. Hey, Petty, how you doing? Hey, Knox. Maybe I should enter there. Hey, you know, maybe. Okay, we got those set aside. Let me get this scrap into the trash. Okay. Also, can't I open... Can I open the bamboo... Can I open my device tab on the internet? Like, I know I can obviously do it through the slicer, but can you do it through the Handy app or whatever? Is there a way to go full screen with this? Looks good though. So what toys you're printing for Toys of Tots? I have not been printing toys specifically for Toys of Tots. I do have a bunch of little toys laying around that I will combine when it gets a little closer. But usually, after all this rush of things, I'll have some idle machines and I'll really focus on it and have a bunch to print for sure for the event. But yeah, hopefully other people that don't have this rush of things to do, hopefully they're printing way more than me. That's the goal. Yeah, I can't believe how fast all that has come in. That's insane. All right, let's get all these things in there. Then we drill and install. So just a little bit of a mess still to be made. At least this portion is fast and easy. Just a fingertip workout. By the way, Josh, if you're still in here, do you know anybody that runs these things in tank steer? So I basically have my throttle and elevator as motor 1 and 2. So there's no left and right on the sticks, just 2 sticks independently controlling each motor going up and down like a tank. I'm wondering if that mode, because you do have to like, what's it called? Solder a part on the controller. I wonder if that mode contributes to my overheating in some way, shape, or form. Like if that's even possible. Because when I drove Polymakers, theirs is all set up so much more different than mine. They have mixing, and I couldn't drive that thing. I'm curious if my ring is TPU. Yes, it is. It is, and I had a glow-in-the-dark one that I wore for a long time, and the other day, it was just gone off my finger. My daughter loved it, so I always wore that one. I'll have to get a new one. Coming to bed real late after this and having a thing glow like a freaking glow stick was always pretty fun. I guess I'll enter here. Nice. Worth a try. With all these printers, you should have boxes of toys. Right. It's true. That's true. But they're always printing something. Always got some kind of project going on that I have to kind of do. Are you redoing the treads? Yes, this is my third set of a different tread. The first ones are a bit loose. They do work, but they do come off. Especially when you're trying to do some rotations. So I tried the single piece. I have them right there. See them? I have single piece, but they were way worse. They were just way too... They were way too tight, and they kept coming off in crazier ways, and them having that much tension, I was worried that I was going to break something. And then somebody suggested that I try these multi-part treads, and these are a little bit more complicated. They're part PPS on the bottom and a TPU insert on top. So the hope here is that this will have a lot less friction on the motors and help alleviate the overheating issue that I have. I've never worn a ring since being married. I can't get used to it. Maybe I should try that. I know a lot of people like that, actually, that have never wore a ring. I don't know. I kind of enjoyed having one there ever since I put one on in the very beginning. And since then, I've always wore a rubber ring because I'm always got my hands working on something. And the only other time I did something with my rings, I went mountain biking, and as soon as I took my glove off on a night ride, let alone in the fall time, my ring immediately fell in between some leaves, and I spent the next hour digging around looking for it. So after that, I bought a box of rubber rings, and that's it. That's all I've worn for many, many years now. Print some of those giant Flexi Rexys. Yes, they're fun. They're fun. Everyone loves them. They're simple. They're cute. They're durable. They're easy prints. After 20 years, tough guess. It don't matter. Right, it don't matter. All right. We are on our way. What time we got? 11 o'clock. So we have about an hour, a little bit under, until we do the filament giveaway. I'm hoping that's enough time to at least have one side of the treads on. Because the hardest part isn't any of this stuff. The hardest part is getting the screws in there. And I wonder if my screwdriver will even have enough battery and juice to do this many, because the screws are large. There are some jobs you can't wear. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah, I'll be working on my car, and it's always a little bit sketchy. So I just don't like the metal ones. Yeah, 6 months today, actually. Doing great. He's doing great. He's doing absolutely great. And the other kid's doing fantastic as well. Thanks for asking, Zumi. I appreciate that. This is gonna hurt my fingers a lot. Like, my fingers hurt already, and we still have this. By the way, look at that. Look at him on camera. This stuff looks so good, and it sounds like metal. It's what a material. What a material. Yep. Yeah, she's doing real good. You know, going through the typical big sister things, but otherwise pretty good. And can sometimes be an absolute pain in the butt, but can also be very helpful. I guess that's the beauty of it, huh? All right, so far so good. How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so we can put one together, but maybe I'll finish this and then we'll do one. We'll do one at a time after. I'll get one installed and see how it moves, and then we'll go to the next one. Because taking those wheels off is actually tricky as well. Is that the same foamy material? No. So this bottom part is the metallic-like PPS-CF. And then the top is the foamy TPU. So I'm kind of shoving the foamy TPU stuff into the super hard PPS stuff. So there's a lip on both. So I kind of slide that in there on one side and go to the other side and squish the TPU in there, and it kind of pops downward like that. So now it's inside its little channel. Kind of crazy what 3D print pews are doing. I'm looking into printing some ghost pew. Come a long way. They have come a long way. Yeah, they have. But you know, with all these platforms cutting people off for even building Nerf blasters, that stuff will have to be an off-stream situation type of deal. And also, you make sure you check your laws. Here where I am, they are very legal now, and they used to be perfectly legal not too long ago, but now they're very legal. So make sure you read your state laws. because you can't have them everywhere. Don't put too much pressure to be them on an all. I mean, it's inevitable. You know what I mean? Like, it's inevitable to do that. I catch myself, and I'm sure my wife does too. But, yeah. You know what? When it's nice when she'll do stuff herself that you didn't ask, and you're like, wow, that's the best part. Yeah, JP. Yeah, his channel got nuked. Yep. I mean, he's still works for Polymaker. You can still see him in commercials and stuff, and he goes to the events and he works there full time. But yeah, I definitely remember his channel. Yeah, it all got nuked because of an interview he did where they were taking something apart, and the part where it was apart and going back together, was the thing YouTube didn't like. Pew pews to me. Drones are getting there. Drones are getting there. You can't sell or give away. It has to be for yourself. Yes, that was originally how it was, I believe, here. But then even ownership became illegal. And you couldn't even be like grandfathered in type of thing. Like, it has to be here, at least. It has to be serialized. And has to be in the system. No matter what the manufacturing procedure was, no matter what the material was, it has to be documented and serialized. Period. That's why they locked down a bit. It's very possible. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, considering they can see which files you're printing, they know what their users are doing. I've printed a couple repeating bows, but those are very easily mistaken, like by their looks, outside of the bands and stuff. So I've never featured them on the channel, but they're very effective and really, really amazing. And the regulations on bows are obviously very, very loose in pretty much every state. They're almost unregulated. There's a couple laws, like you have to be a certain distance away from someone else's property, like that type of thing. But that's obvious for anything, even just like walking. So yeah, there's one called the Legalini. That's a cool one. There's a couple other repeating ones that aren't on the popular platforms that are really, really cool. They have like a seven bolt magazine, and just very neat. My God, my fingertips are going to be dead after this. You know what I should have done? I should have found a way to use the H2D for this and to just print these things together. And that way you can skip this entire portion. That's what I should have done. Just print the insert already in there. Actually, the H2D would be perfect for that.
Oh man, okay. This is starting to be a pain. I might have to skip this to do the. Might have to skip to do the hardware just because this is hurting my fingertips. How many more do we got? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. All right, let's just get them all in. Power through. At least not have to worry about blowing it up in your hand. Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's yes. You're 100% right there. You know, it also depends on which platform, and also which caliber, obviously. For example, if you're just doing it for absolute fun, you go with a smaller caliber, 22. All of the pew part happens inside of the barrel, so that thing can be plastic all day. Now, if you're going with a larger caliber, where there's more that has to happen violently, then yeah, then you're definitely, you should be worried about damage to it. Channel lock, yeah, burn. You're 100% correct. I don't have them. I don't have them down here. I'm gonna have like blood blisters on my fingers. Man, I hope this thing doesn't explode instantaneously as soon as I bring it to the event, you know? I'm putting a lot of work in it. A lot of time has gone in it. Channel lock. All right. Getting there. Forfeit. Yeah, I mean, I'm just powering through. My fingers are dead. That's for sure. This one just went in, didn't it? Yeah. Build another? I don't know about that. I don't know. I guess it depends. If I had a lot of fun and this thing just explodes, I'd build the Ares for sure. I wanted to now, but I don't have a kit. Like I had the kit for this, is what I meant to say. So I built the Piranha. I wanted to build an Ares. The Ares would be what I'd want to do. Print money backups? Many backups. Well, for the backups, I'll bring those treads. But yeah, I have this 3D printed box somewhere down there. And I'll fill it with some tools and some soldering iron and some basics. Just in case I need to do some field work. I do have, I think, 3 batteries. I had 5, but 2 of them puffed up in storage. I guess I put them way charged. So those were done. So I'm down to. Oh wait, I have 4 now, right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I have 4 batteries. That should be plenty, I think. So does everyone that participates have the same model DeathRacer? Yes. Well, no. So you are allowed to customize it. But now that there's so many people involved, I think they're going to have classes eventually. Because some people customize their own quite a bit. Like, they'll be a completely custom DeathRacer. But since these kits came out, now there's a little bit more of a regular style. And this is very much just a regular style, just with a different bludgeon tool and, you know, my head. Otherwise, there's nothing custom really about it outside of the material. Med kit. Yep. Yeah, it's definitely going to need a med kit. It's got a tank. It don't need another. All right. These are assembled. Now comes the huge pain of drilling. And I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to stand up. And let's put my trash can right here. And I think I'll just do it right on the trash can. Poke them in the driveway, let them burn. Yeah, true. Well, what I do is I recycle them. I think I take it to the local Staples here. They have a recycling box for lipos. So anytime I have a lipo battery, I take them there. But yeah, it would be fun to mess with them just to see how and what. Hey, Kenneth. Hey, thank you. Yeah, the tracks are really cool. I hope they work. Because we are having some issues with them overheating. Well, not the tracks, the motors. Definitely gonna have to take out the Hodo vacuum, I think. That's nice. I just blow mine up outside. The track pieces, yes. Yeah, they do look really nice. They really do. The FL Sun S1 Pro does a fantastic job with this material. And this Hodo drill is working perfectly. I still never got to the bottom of why my coupon code doesn't work for Hodo anymore. I guess I need to do that at some point. I do wish that this drill bit was just a bit more than M3. Like, I need like 3.5. But hey, it is what it is. Beggars can't be choosers at this point. I'm hoping this is random. I'm really hoping that on the Micron build, that I don't have to put a switch on the X or Y. Really hoping that I can somehow skirt around that. I have a feeling that I won't be able to. I played with it a little bit off stream. I can get a docking. But once in a blue moon, like as soon as it goes in homes again, it's not exactly absolutely perfect. It's like off by like, I don't know, 0.12. It doesn't quite fit in anymore and crashes. kind of disappointing. Hope all that work pays off. Maybe you should have done one side to make sure. Yeah, that's I think what I'm gonna do right now is we'll just do one side. I'll give it a few more minutes here. Don't everyone talk all at once. You know, these streams for this one specifically have definitely not been like the chatty type of streams. The printer streams are definitely more chatty, especially if I'm like looking at instructions, building a machine. People tend to have questions, and there's definitely a lot more of a dialogue than when I do this build. At least what I've noticed. But that's okay. I'm gonna be doing this build either way, so I kind of have to. Like I said, I'd rather do it with you guys than just alone. Talking to myself gets boring. Why did the bamboo camera turn off? Temporarily closed because there's no activity for a while. Oh, okay. Interesting. So they're saving bandwidth. Here, while I'm over here, I can zoom in on this. Excited to pull those off. Those are going to be cool. Tulsa, you're just trying to win some filament, huh? Gotta swap platforms. Talking to myself never gets boring. Way too many voices up there. Gotta do my job. Yeah, that's right. Get to work. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Moderators be moderating. Caught one tonight. Oh, nice. Yeah, we had one on Kick as well. So as soon as you start a video on Kick, it seems like a bot comes in and immediately starts to chat. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 31. And let's do one more track. Are you going to do anything different with your DeathRacer that's going to give you a bit more edge than others? The only thing I can think of is the weight because of the material, and my double bludgeon tool. I mean, other people will have it too, but you know, I've seen. I guess for 2 years, I've seen these events go down, and it's always interesting to see that it's not always like some custom special one that ends up winning. Obviously, it definitely happens, especially the spinning tools. They seem to do pretty good. But I've definitely seen regular DeathRacers just do some decent driving and do a really good job. You know, as special as the filament is, like hopefully it helps it hold up over time and over like bashes, but technically speaking, my head will fly off just the same, right? So if somebody knocks off the head, well, that's it. All right, so let's put this together, and this should be enough for one. We'll throw that on and see where that takes us. Which way are we going? Is this way? All right, Hodo, where are you at? I'd do this with the larger one, but I don't have this drill bit anymore. Which is definitely unfortunate because the large one would just... It would make extremely light work of this. This thing does hesitate towards the end there. I mean, this is a huge screw I'm driving through. One of the toughest filaments. Put a flamethrower on it? I hope you got strong servos. I did. They are 35-pound servos, so should be decent. I heard winner gets a cuddle party from Sam Prentice. Oh yeah, if that's the case, then I'll do my best. I hear he's the best cuddler. Oh, Sam. You know, one time, Creality asked me to drive Sam because Sam was the talent, and I drove Sam like an Uber. We didn't really know each other, but I drove him around town, literally like an Uber driver. It's hilarious. Who's Sam Prentice? No way. Well, this whole thing is his. Like these were his creation. Joel was involved in the very beginning too, from what I understand. Does he spoon? Yeah, he's permanently Big Spoon. I was thinking of bringing my Sam Prentice shirt for the event. Swapping into it. I'm sure he'll love it. Would you cuddle to my pillow guy? He's a master at work, that's right. You're watching a master at work. You know what? As funny as that slogan is, totally works. Totally works. He's definitely made a whole brand out of it. You want a shirt that says I won the DeathRacer match? Oh, I won the DeathRacer match and all I got was this shirt? Yeah. Are we done yet? Are we done yet? Oh, looks like my tool came loose. I wonder how this attaches, actually. All right. Just gonna keep on rolling, baby. You know what time it is. Bump, 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 bump. Any old school Limp Bizkit fans? I'll still never forget it, how I discovered Limp Bizkit. It was on New Year's 1999, watching the ball drop on MTV. This is the most boring live stream. You know, I'm okay with that. Just one of those days, that's right. And it was 99, and the ball dropped, and it wasn't Christina Aguilera or Britney Spears. It was Fred Durst. I don't remember what song it was, but it was something from $3 Bill, y'all, because I don't think Significant Other was out. And it, like, I think it was just Faith. And it blew my doors off. I wonder how old I was. But yeah, the rest was history. I was falling asleep with Fred Durst serenading me in my ear. With a CD player. I like his boring streams. Nice, thanks, Kenneth. Not as bad as watching paint dry. Could be a similar level. But you know what? You still hear though. Yeah, like I said, these streams are more just for me to get something done over pure entertainment, you know? 45 watching, only 14 likes. Shame, yeah. That is a shame. They don't love me, you know? At least we communicate. Right. I enjoy a little banter, you know? And sometimes people come in and ask genuine questions. Hopefully I help them out in some way, shape, or form, you know? All right, this thing is heavy. Like, these tracks are far heavier than the TPU tracks. But if they have less friction, that would obviously be good. Just wait. If you think this is boring, wait till I do the screw sorting stream. Yep, 1999. That's right. Yeah, Y2K was crazy. You liked or licked? Both. Yep, that's Zumi. That's exactly the stream. That's exactly the stream. Otherwise, I'd be too many adult beverages in, just watching some brain rot on YouTube. You know, just when I thought that this wasn't that much, these things just keep on coming. They never end. Come on, Hodo. Oh, we're blinking red. I mean, I'm definitely putting this thing through its paces. Like, it's really hard for me to show because I got to hold this thing. But we're putting in huge screws into this plastic that does not want to be screwed into. And it's just insane how much power this thing has. You can see the whole part wiggling right there because the screws aren't straight. Like, they're not they wobble a bit. Oof, okay, that's really getting that thing hot. Let's go manual for the last bits. All right. Yeah, there's definitely some friction on all this for sure, but I'm thinking a couple drives back and forth and this thing will be flying. Let's see. All right, it's looking better. Let's just focus and keep screwing. No pins with these? No, these are running, 50 millimeter? Yeah, 50 millimeter M3s I had to order. So definitely no joke. Oh, we're doing this direction. Definitely no joke. I'm assuming the pins wouldn't be able to stay in the plastic, or maybe they would have. I don't know, but no, it's designed for these M3x50s. Like to lick the like, unlike the smash button. Printing some CTG right now. Nice. For the first time, stuff prints so smooth, but dang. Better have filtration, got a smell. Ah. Printing it at 274C. Nice. Not bad. 274 is pretty specific. Oh yeah, Hodo, you are really doing your job. We are overheating it. It is hot. Man, I really wish I still had the bit for this larger Hodo. This thing wouldn't even hesitate with this. It would just destroy it. And I don't have any more of those bits. Right, just as a sanity check, this won't fit. Yeah, this would have fit a not a button head. It would have fit a what's it called, head. I don't have anything else I could use. I could technically go grab my drill. No, I can't. That's next to the fam. I'm not going up there. So yeah, we're sticking with this for now. It is hot, and I don't think the other Hodo even has remotely the power to be able to do this. Let's see. Oh yeah, it can't at all. Yeah, like this one, the previous one that I really enjoyed, I was surprised by its power. It actually can't. Yeah, no, nothing. It can't. It can't do it. That's truly for smaller precision stuff. But this on 3, man, this thing rips. Here, let me see if I can use the smaller set here. Where is it? Let's get a smaller size Allen so that we don't lose any strength because of the length of that thing. Let's see how this works. Maybe it'll give us just a bit more juice. Poor Hodo, yeah, I'm really just going crazy with it. Am I using the rotary tool? No, I did use the drill to bore out all these holes, and now I'm using the precision screwdriver. Does it still work plugged in? I'm actually not sure. I never tried. I do have a really long USB-C cable. I could give that a try. But it's not that it runs out of battery. It's that it gets hot. And I have a feeling it has the same safety built in. But this is really hard work. This should really be done with a much larger tool. Like, this is not soft plastic. This is carbon fiber. Crazy material. And it's cutting threads into it. With a 50 millimeter screw bolt. The profile for this stuff is 270, first layer 274. Nice. Oh yeah, we're struggling. We're struggle bussing. Man, everything gets so hot. Like, even the treads are getting super hot. All right. Not too many more. 42. We got about 15 minutes left in the giveaway. So get yourself caught up there if you guys are going to stay towards the end. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. I got 8 more left to put on here. Should be no problem at all. Let's give this thing just a little bit of a chill. Do the rest of this one by hand. And to do this by hand, it would be insane because this is such a fine thread. It would probably take, I don't know, several minutes for each one. An alien abduction playset. Interesting playset. Oh, the giveaway. Forgot about that. Yeah, definitely don't forget about that. That's pinned in on all the platforms in the chat. Hodo real test. Yeah, this is definitely one of the best tools that I've used by Hodo out of all the Hodo tools that I've used. The original precision screwdriver that I had, that was the worst one. That legitimately failed. Like it couldn't handle putting a M3 into some extrusion. It died immediately. Also, I just realized this is black screening again, which is no fun. Give us a stream back. Yeah, we're definitely blinking red. But it's still chewing through this. And the carbon fiber is so abrasive. I can see that the front of these of the bolts that are going in already don't have the black anodizing on it because it's so abrasive that it gets rid of it by the time it's all the way in there. Incredible. It's a little spaceship, UFO, 3 aliens, a tractor beam. Nice. The ship can sit on a couch. Nice. That's fun. You've definitely gathered some really fun Toys for Tots stuff. Really good on you, Zumi. Good on you. You definitely deserve some good karma for that. Some of these longer bolts are the opposite of straight. They're bowed in the middle, they're bowed towards the top, but it's interesting to watch this whole plastic kind of just move around like the way that it does. It's kind of interesting, this material, even though it is somewhat brittle because of the CF in there, it still has this like softer edge to it. Like you can take a blade to it really easily. Like it carves away. Instead of like PLA would kind of not break away, but it would like pop off. This stuff kind of it definitely feels a lot more like ABS-ish or nylon-ish than PLA, if that makes sense. Also, I just pinched myself so hard. Apparently, this could pinch you like crazy. Yeah, it can. That got me good. Got one of those pinch blister things right there now. You're gonna burn it up? Maybe. I do it for the people. Test the machine. Yep, test customer service. Yeah, that's right. Cordless drill, 100%, but that's all the way upstairs. 3 floors, 2 floors. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have the adapter for this one. This thing would destroy this. I don't have the adapter for the smaller tips. I don't have one small enough, even in the garage, for this because I broke it. So it is what it is. Yeah, a drill would be perfect. But hey, I can't dwell on it. I gotta just keep at it, or we'll never get this done. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. Let's go. There will be blood. I see Kenneth is on kick. Thank you, sir. If you don't bleed, you're doing it wrong. Yeah, I've definitely bled for this thing. I still have a scar on my knuckle over here on my thumb from the last session. I've definitely added some blood. All right, we should be towards the end now. Okay. These are definitely not super easy builds. Not super easy builds. You gotta be pretty dedicated. Oh, did we kill it? Nope, we're still good. Very impressive. This thing should not be doing this. Plug it in, see what happens. Sell them tools. I don't even have links for these things, you know, but I guess I can give it a little plug. No. It's all right. It's all right. I'm just gonna do the rest little bits by hand. We're almost done. We don't need to. I need to replace my X-Acto blade for a month. I might as well be using a butter knife. Yeah, don't you? Every time I put on a fresh X-Acto blade, I wonder like why did I wait so long for this? Every time. Every single time. So I can definitely relate there. Is the same when you like fix something on your car that's been wrong for a while, and you're like, why did I not do this earlier? Man, those things look so good, and it is doing ironing. So that's why this has taken so long. This has been over a day. Yeah, interesting. Okay, so I accidentally set ironing to like do what, every layer? Yeah, I can see that it's really glossy right there. So we are randomly ironing the entire time. All right, I gotta make sure that I don't just hit reprint on that batch. That's gonna have to be a reslice. Definitely gonna have to get the Hodo vacuum to clean up this nonsense. All right, just 3 more left after this. Come on, Hodo, you got this. I will help you. I keep putting regular water in my wipe blade. Well, that's how you know you're in Florida. Keep forgetting to buy the good stuff. Yeah, definitely do it. So the reason why you want to is because water can rust certain parts on the inside of that system. Because there are multi-metal things inside, and then antifreeze actually has some anti-corrosive parts to it, so it actually helps to keep that system in shape longer. So as much as you can use water in an emergency, it'll probably last quite some time. There's some fittings in the inside of the pump and stuff that ends up running into issues over time. So definitely want to consider at least adding something. Finally getting some rain, huh? We've been definitely getting some rain here. A lot of water too. Like a lot of water. Enough to where I even thought about doing like a collection thing. Collecting rainwater. I heard... Oh, okay. Now we're dead. But I've heard that it's illegal even in some states. Oh, for your wiper blades. Oh, my bad. But, well, still, it does have an additive in it as well. But yeah, for your wiper blades, that's a little bit safer. Yeah, you guys can tell. So you can tell the right above me. It's doing right now. It's not printing. It's actually going over it. It's ironing the blue. Oh, what a bummer. That's obviously why this thing's been printing for over a day and just hanging out. That was quite the oversight. All right, we just have 2 more left. What time we got? 54. So there's about 6 minutes left in the giveaway, guys. If you want to jump in, if you're gonna stick around till the end. And then what I'll do is I will finish this up. I'll get one of the treads on, and then we'll call the winner. To collect water. Yeah, everything's illegal. Yeah. Yeah, it is apparently illegal in some states to collect water from rain. Ain't that crazy? Ironing does add a lot of time to print. Oh my god, yeah. And I wanted to iron at the very top, just the top layer, and I selected that in the other prints, like in the other chip. That's what I have, but apparently I didn't do that here. Welcome to America. That's right. Yeah, pay them taxes, and everything's illegal. Oh yeah, okay. We're officially dead. I'm not gonna charge it quite yet. I'll let it cool all the way before I attempt to charge it. But that also means I have to put in this 50mm M3 by hand, which is crazy. That's gonna be a full body workout. Water conservation should be encouraged, not banned. Yeah, it makes me wonder, like, what are they putting? Like, what's happening with the water that's coming down from the sky that you can't have it? All right, remember I said my fingertips hurt? This is gonna be way worse. Ah, this is wrist action. This ain't no muscles. This is some kind of wrist forearm situation. All right. There we go. Ooh, that one doesn't like flexing very much. Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting to see if this is better or worse. But at least it'll definitely break in. Some neighborhood Karen Thought the guy next door was stealing their water. Wow. Put that drive tip in the cordless drill. One Arm Bandit, great idea, but my drill is all the way upstairs, where my family is. So I'm not gonna head that way. So I'm just kind of sticking it through. We only got one more, and after this one, I just need the one more to actually install it on there. So I'll get it started and let this thing cool down. It looks like it's not a battery thing. It's just a heat thing. I can feel it getting really hot. Need a self-ratcheting screwdriver? Yeah. Yeah, self-ratcheting would be nice. Do I not have one of those down here? No, apparently not. Yeah, okay. Poor Hodo. But as long as I can get one more of them started on the vehicle, then we're good to go. Yeah, the ratcheting screwdriver is in my toolbox, and my toolbox is in my parents-in-law house, so I'm trying to think if I have one over there. Nope, I don't have one. Nope, we're stuck. We're stuck with this. Get a second Hodo. Yeah, that's right. Can you use a nut driver as an adapter? I don't really have one though. Yeah, I don't have any kind of adapter that can go into that. That would be amazing. But no. Yeah, drill would have been good. All right, there's about 1 more minute left. Good luck, everybody, on the giveaway. And like I said, I'll finish this track up, and then we will pick. So let's see. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 31, 32, 33. Did I do an extra? Oh, let me count by singles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. I got an extra one on here. Oh boy. Well, that's a waste. I want to see if it'll work plugged in. Like I said, I don't think this is a issue of battery. This is an issue of heat. I think I'm overheating that gearbox that's in there. But here, I'll plug it in. Plugged in. Let's see. Nope, it does not work plugged in. It kills it. Yeah, and it doesn't have enough torque. And no mo. Got no torque no mo. Yeah, no, she did. Or hot. I don't know. I can't tell. Hey, Zumi, I appreciate that. Third place is not acceptable. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Extra charge, yeah. I appreciate that, Zumi. Thank you. That is very kind of you to do. Whoops. Come on out of there. Probably help if I don't drop it a whole bunch. I can't believe how long this process took. Like, they were already printed, which took time. And then this took that long to just install. That's kind of nuts. I hope it started a bidding war. Listen, I'm not gonna stop it. But I feel guilty trying to encourage it. All right, so we don't even need another piece of hardware. This should be enough. Why is the Hodo not here? The Hodo is upstairs, but hey, I have a second Hodo vacuum. A different one. A more powerful one, technically. So let's utilize our power. Let's get this attachment. Oh yeah, we're really going really going with the powerhouse. Look at this. Shing 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 shing. All right, let's power this bad boy up. Oh yeah, Hodo is the best. No way I'll believe it otherwise. They're the best. Oh man, you know what I forgot completely? I forgot about PCBWay completely. So my apologies to PCBWay. We're definitely going to look into that in a second. PCBWay, everybody. They are not only a sponsor to my videos, they're also a sponsor to this live stream. So let's take a quick second to fulfill my obligation. Real quick, the tread's done. All right, so that's good. Here, let me minimize this. All right, PCBWay. So for those that know or don't know, I'm assuming you guys all know what PCBWay is. They are a way to be able to do CNC machining, industrial grade 3D printing, all sorts of plastic work, metal work, obviously PCBs, even flexible boards. They do a lot of manufacturing, and the cool thing is you can do them in like smaller batches. Injection molding as well, sheet metal fabrication, insane. If you have an actual product idea, you can totally get it made here, which is so cool. We all know, yeah, I know. But like I've said every other time I feature this, there's a really cool thing called shared products, which I like a lot. So let's select the category. We're going to select 3D printing, even though not necessarily the best stuff is in here. There's still some fun things, so we'll check that out. But one of the things I wanted to show you guys was I have my cart here, and inside I submitted my Macro SOS cases. For those who don't know, I make some a handheld Nintendo DS modification called a Macro SOS. With some of my own unique stuff like a second screen button, all kinds of fun stuff that's not in regular macro builds. And so I submitted it submitted a version of it for a transparent what's it called, resin print. So full transparent resin print. So 5 of each. There's 3 pieces. There's a bottom cover, a top cover, and a bumper. And all of that is, look at this. So $40 for the bumpers, $45.60 for the top cases, and $57.36 for 5 lower cases. That is really amazing. Regardless of what happens with the stuff that's on the bottom of this, I'm probably going to do this. As you can see, my total is $608, and that's because I also have a version. This is my dream right here. I also have a version of it that's in metal, CNC metal. Or is this 3D printed metal? I now don't remember. I think this might be 3D printed metal. Yeah, aluminum, I think. Anyway, they passed it, so I can just pay for this and go. So keep in mind, this is a one-off situation for all 3 of these parts that are super intricate and crazy. And it's $207 for one, $156 for another, and $106 for another. 5 pieces of each. So if you think about this, if you were prototyping a product, for example, that you will eventually make in mass, which this would be cheaper also in mass, obviously. I'm talking just 5 of them. This is really cheap for that, like surprisingly cheap. Obviously, there's shipping involved, tariffs are still a thing, so on and so forth. You're going to pay more than this. But the fact that I can have 5 complete metal builds and 5 complete clear resin builds for $600, that to me is really impressive. So yeah, no matter what happens with the metal one, like I said, I will definitely be doing the resin one. So you'll be definitely seeing this on the channel at some point. Nice, Nick. You should probably do PCB at the beginning. Yeah, probably Tulsa, but you know, I get excited and forget. So yeah, that I just wanted to share like how realistic the pricing is. I thought that was neat. And then the second part here is this. Let's just quickly find one. Centauri Carbon 3D printer fan adapter. Interesting. What is this for? Obviously, it's for Centauri Carbon, but what does this actually do? So this has its own PCB way somebody designed. Very nice. And they also populate. One of the cool things about this is people can submit their project like this, and they can not only put together the PCB, they can also, in most cases, also populate it, which is really nice. Centauri Carbon recirculating and noise reduction air handling assembly. Interesting. Allows the DC to DC buck converter to be used on the included PCB design. It mounts to the duct in the included STL file in the Centauri Carbon, though the board may be used independently on the Centauri Carbon. Interesting. I still don't fully follow what this does. Like, not enough examples or photos. Sneezing. Oh, that came on quick. But yeah, this is a great example for how to use this platform, which I thought was cool. That's nice. Multi-flick pedal. That's kind of neat. So for those that are into instruments, looks like you can plug in some instrument, and there you have literally a pedal that you can tune everything with. Here's their PCB. So cool. This one does have populated boards on here. Neat. Only PCB or PCB assembly. That's the cool part right there. We have the CAD. Connectors need to be soldered manually. Full list of components. All right, it's all right there on GitHub. Schematic, custom parts and enclosures. Here's an enclosure for 3D printing, so you can 3D print your own and then plop this in there with components. Super cool. I love it. I love it. So thank you, PCBWay, for sponsoring the live stream. And hopefully, guys, you at least have another view about some of the things that PCBWay does. So they not only support all of us with these things, but they obviously have a good service. So that's that. Let's see how many of you guys are in here. 55. That's more than normal. And you guys said this was a boring stream. We got 55 people in the giveaway. Come on. That's right, JP. All right, cool. Let me throw... You know what? I'll do this. Let's do the giveaway first, then I'll throw the track on there for those that want to stay. I know there's people just waiting for the giveaway. So, let's do it. All right, let's go to Gleam.io. Let's go to winners. Good luck, everybody. Let's draw a winner. We're going to do one. All right, we got one. And let's announce with Avatar. All right, congratulations to Carla. Carla, did you win before? Yeah, I think you did. I think you have. Yeah, that's cool. Ha. You won last year, at the end of last year, you won a 3D Max filament. That's cool. Congratulations. I hope you're here to get your second win here. Carla, you know the drill. If you're here, let us know. You bot.
You answered the question with 3. It's the question was how many 3D printers do you own? How many printers is a good amount? You wrote 3, can always use 1 more. True. Hey, Da Vinci, how you doing? Carla? Well, there's there's YouTube names and there's real names in here, so that's why there's a disconnect. Hey, charmingly. Hey. Look at that. Hi, Carla. Can I be Carla today? You know what? You can be Carla any day you want. But this Carla's name is Sissy. Congratulations on your second win here. You already know the deal from last time, and feel free to use that same thread. But ideally, if you could send me an email to fedor@3dprintsos.com, that's FEDOR at 3dprintsos.com, with I won filament on today's live stream and today's date on there. I will send you a code and the Polymaker winner form. You'll add that code into the winner form, and it will add some amount of money to your account. And in most cases, if you catch a sale, you'll be able to get more than one spool. So I identify as Carla. Nice. Yeah, so Carla, let me know in the chat that you got that, just to confirm. But yeah, huge congratulations, and thank you to Polymaker for doing that for us. You can be Carla on Saturdays. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Gleam asks for real names. That's outside of my control. So I know some people don't want to share their real names. I'm sure there's ways around it, but it is what it is. Thank you again. Yeah, absolutely. Happy to do it to people like you that come here for over a year now, right? You've been you've been here. You've been coming to my live streams for over a year, and I really appreciate that level of support. So thank you very much, and I'm really happy that companies like Polymaker are, they got my back. And they got my back by giving away things to you guys. It's really cool. Finish your tracks. Easy. We just gave away some filament. But yeah, congratulations. Number 20 out of 55 is today's winner. Pretty cool. All right, let's get this track on there. So the way to do that is to first, there goes my head, is to first remove this one. Let's see if this thing has cooled down some. Yep. Let's go to this view. There we go. We also appreciate what you give to the community. Hey, nice. Thank you. Thank you. Closing YouTube, going back to my job on Twitch. Didn't work this time, huh, Tulsa? W Polymaker, yeah, for sure. Polymaker has definitely been very kind. All right, cover is off. Now, actually, I don't need to take off these wheels because this track is so large that I can just spin it and it'll pop off, which obviously happens when I'm just driving around. That's the whole issue. So yeah, you can see how easy that was and why this does not work. And they are, by the way, as far out as I could have made it. So there isn't an adjustment there from what I understand. Loose. I'm just trying to see if this could be resolved by adding more pressure, but I doubt it. Yeah, that's just on there. All right, let's get this on here and hope that it works. All right. So far, that feels good. Nice. This wraps around
nicely so far. Why am I missing a track? Did I miscount again? I'm missing a track. My God. Ugh. What is this even? Yeah, this one. This is the one. All right. Come on, Hodo. Get in here. You didn't think this was going to be easy, did you? Nah, get to work. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Before I put this one on, I'm going to put the other side on because this side has threads in it already. And it'll be nice and easy. So let's get a new screw. Yep, that's right. Yeah, part kind of sucks at asking for real names. Yeah, I get it. I totally understand. Yeah, nothing I can do, though. That extra one's the right count. Is it 33? I thought it was 32. I'm just pre-installing this one in hopes that it'll be easy. Oh, Kenneth, is that why you're doing that emoji? Did we get a raid? Hey, 3D Printer Shack, how you doing? I am missing one, yeah. Forgot to carry the one. Maybe it was 32 on the other tracks. I mean, it should be identical. It's not like one stretches, right? What do I know? I don't know. Was there a raid? I really need to set that up. No. So 3D Print Shack just came in. Hey, how you doing, man? Just over here doing some tracks. No raid, just being silly. Oh, okay. I had to check, you know, because I'm upset at myself that I haven't had the time or chance to set that up. All right, let's see if I can hold this in the air for the threads to start. Yep. Yeah, still impressed with how much torque this little thing has. It must have some serious gearbox in there. Doing good. Got some small things printing while I sit. Nice. Next big project. Yep, I'm doing the same, man. Everything's all over the place. Just working on little projects. We can use other people's emotes. Right. Once you get in the mode, you keep it. Which is cool. I like that. All right, let's get this on there. There we go. All right, and now let's put this back in its spot. All right, that fits. This fits. Oh, this is gonna need some serious tension to actually get done. Interesting. Yeah, that's gonna. I have to actually stretch this out. I wonder. Yeah, taking the wheels off is going to be a problem. Actually, I can take one off, but that's not gonna help. Because then you can't just slide in this track. This wheel, so this has my logo on it, and I can't remove that bolt all the way because of that. And you know, if it happens in the field, I'll break that part. It's just my logo. I'll put another one on there. But I really want to try to keep that on there. Hold on. There's got to be a different way that I can maybe position this. Let's see. Maybe I can skip a tooth right here. Does that help? Nope. No, I just have to really stretch it. I wonder if I can get it onto one of these teeth. And that will help. Yep. That's how we're going to do it. All right, where is the screwdriver? Let's undo this. Oh, we're dead again. Oh, yeah, like so dead it won't even start. Okay, hopefully that's not broken. All right, then we're going manual up in here. And luckily, this one has already been screwed in, so at least it goes in real easy. All right, I definitely like the tension that's on this. This definitely makes me feel much better about it. Can you guys tell? There's very little to no slop on this at all. I guess that's kind of the point of the dual material, huh? And this, we can probably go faster if... I call this the helicopter. We can do the helicopter. We gotta squeeze that to go in. There we go. Yep, and since we already pre-did the drill, or the threads. Okay, so the next one of these, I will do with a actual drill. And that will make light work of everything. Oh, yeah. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Oh, yeah. Okay, I love this so far. Okay, no slop at all. Very tight, actually. And it's going to have to work its way in. I can tell. But that's totally okay with me. Reprint at 105? No. No reprinting. It should be tight. Maybe you do have one too many. Need to stretch it. No. We're good. This is exactly how it should be. That's making me dizzy. Awesome. All right, let's try it out. See how it spins around on this carpet. And yeah, hopefully these things don't fly off that easy. Oh no, the cover grinds the screws. Oh no. Ugh. One step forward, two steps back, huh? Okay, that could be fixed with a 3D printable gasket. That could be fixed. No problem. Blue bottle baby oil. I see what you did there. Yeah, so this has such perfect fitment that the screws that protrude out of there obviously are rubbing this. So what I can do in the immediate is add some washers. But yeah, definitely a piece right here that you would put on first would be a solution there. Let's see if adding a washer will help. Obviously it'll help. But will it be enough? I don't know. Woo! Screw heads rubbing? Yes. Yep, they are. Here, I'm going to pre-thread these just a little bit so they kind of hold the washers. Can you turn the other track? Yes, I can turn the track around, but for maintenance, that would be a nightmare. Especially if one of them starts to unscrew and you don't notice. It'll actually like tear up the body quite a bit. So you want to avoid that. You kind of want to have the screws on the outside. I could be wrong about that, but that's my theory. All right, let's see. Let's see if we made any of these. All right, that one we did. Let's see, we made this one too. Lucky so far. All right, all three. I don't know if the washers are in. Oh, nope. This one fell somewhere. Yep, this one is out of there. Which means the whole thing's got to come off because fun. Because fun stuff. It sure did fall. There we go. Let's get that right there. All right, let's try again. Nice and even. Nice and slow. There you go. Let's see if we made it in. All right, one. Oh, nope, that one fell. All right, so I need a better solution for this. Let's figure out some other way. That one fell where? All the way out? There it goes. All right, what can I put there to kind of hold it in place just a little bit? I don't want to do Loctite. Spacer? No, I'll just literally take this file and I will cut out a piece. Like, even I'll do it even on the slicer. I'll just make essentially a 3D printed piece that spaces it out just a tiny bit. Super glue. I guess super glue is forever. Here, what I'll do is I will have the hardware protrude extra. We're talking super dead. Is it cool though? All right, it's cool to the touch. So let's plug this thing into charge. Since we killed it. Yep, charge light's on. All right, there we go. Rubber baby buggy bumpers. Yes. That's the best. You surprised I could say that so fast? With all my speech impediment stuff? I guess you can guess just by that how many times I've seen that movie. All right, that part is in and the others are in. Okay, good. Let's see if that's enough. Or are we going to be grinding over here? I no longer can see this. Nope. Okay, this isn't going to work. My washer idea is not going to work. Oh no, they're on there. What? Plot twist. Obviously, yeah, no basil. That's funny. Yeah, no basil. That's what it is. That's what I've been missing. Could have warned me earlier about this. All right, here we go. Now all three are in for reals this time. I'm about to find out that I need more than one washer, probably. Yep, I can tell it's going to be rubbing still. Yep, still rubs. All right, that's whatever. We'll test without it. Isn't that fun? Isn't this fun? I have a feeling this is the solution, though. It's it feels right. They feel the best so far. All right, we'll put them back in. I wonder if I could put a nut on there. Actually, like, put one on kind of loose. I'll mess with it later. Do you have to have the cover on? You don't have to have the cover on, but it definitely helps keep the tread on there in case it decides to come off. All right, let's get the radio on. Oh, my mic. Hold on, guys. Let me move my mic so I don't kill you guys with this. There we go. All right, let's put the radio on. Welcome to Edge TX. Take the covers off. All right. Where's my head on here? Gotta put the head on. Let's see. Pop. Okay, still good. You guys see this? Will this hurt? What do you think? Bad idea? Okay, it's not so bad. You can definitely have some clamping force. Not bad. So yeah, if I can get behind somebody, this will be fun. All right. So if I flip it on its side like this, I should be able to spin just this. Oh yeah, this feels so much better. All right, you know, it's clicking and clacking. It needs a couple of rotations here. And there it goes. It does overheat. It's still overheating. Yeah. Is that the motor smelling like that? It doesn't smell very, very pleasant. We are getting air. The fan is working. It's drawing plenty of air. I mean, I am able to full throttle this thing. And one other thing. I can rest it on here. If you guys see the rider, whenever I give this thing any kind of throttle, his arms move. You can see it in person a little bit better, but he goes ahead and rides. All right, let's see what it's like with a little bit of grip, because obviously on this carpet, it's going to be too grippy. Let's go up this way. Okay, I can tell you right now that it would have already come off. Yep. So this one right now, I can watching this thing go out and in, and essentially it's almost popping off already. But that one is staying true. And it's already jammed up. Oh, there you go. So here's the problem I'm having. I'm out of power. Oh, and there we go. A couple seconds later, we're back. So that's what's happening. That's what's happening. So it's not the cooling of the motor. It's something else. I mean, this thing definitely needs to wear in. That's for sure. There you go. And it's dead in the water again. And we're back. Just after a couple seconds. And we're dead again. And we're back. And we're dead again. And we're back. So that's strange. I don't know what that's all about. But all this, oh man, these tracks are definitely, it doesn't even matter if this wasn't the problem. These are just a solution. There's no play. They're nice and smooth. Yeah, these are killer. Motor's warm, but not bad. Let's check the other side. I know this side's struggling. I can literally see it. It does spin freer. I mean, you can see this track walk here. That's the problem. Flip it. Yeah, this is harder for it to turn. It's definitely struggling more. Yeah, it just cuts off. It like doesn't have enough torque. Man, what a bummer. I don't even know what else to even try. I don't like it. Motor's getting hot, unnecessarily hot, and it's clearly these are not censored. How does it know? How does it know to kick off like that? Yeah, it definitely needs to wear in a bit. It just cuts power. That's me going all the way. Yeah, it's all the way. And it goes and it kicks off. It's hesitating. That's it. And it turns off. All right, now let's see on this side. This track's all kinds of off already, but let's go on this side. Fan still blowing? Fan still blowing. So this side is smoother. And the track is rubbing right now somewhere because it's slipped off. Yep, so the track slipped off. Yeah, I mean, this side just doesn't work. Whoa, wait. Why can't it go so fast in reverse? Wait, what? Why? Wait, are they reversed in both directions? Whoa, okay, that can go way different in that direction. Is that the same here? No, not in this direction. This one can barely go backwards. Barely. But forward. No way. I just don't know what that could possibly be. Check the temperature on the speed control is not overheating. Thermal is shutting off for a second. So I'm guessing that's what's happening. But what I did was I put heat sinks on it. So there's a fan directly running on heat sinks, additional heat sinks. Nice. Yeah, Dave. It's not looking good, man. Hey, Burn Carver, it's all good, man. Have a good one. 80C or 100C batteries? That's a good question. Let's see what they are. These are 50C batteries. These are also 50C batteries. This one is 100C. Do they set off simultaneously? I don't know. Let's test that. Can I put this thing upside down on its head? Yes. Let's see. No? Why? More power, bigger batteries? Definitely seems like protection trivia. Yeah, it also beeps. 100C cut off on me, so I switched to 80C. Well, that's backwards, isn't it? 100C would, I guess it's giving more current. This motor is hot, hot, hot. Like, hot to touch. Hot to touch. I wonder if it's worth making some kind of covers with vents on here. Might have to do that. Carpet causing too much traction. No, I mean, I can do it right here on the stand and have it cut off. That's the thing. Beep sounds like a control board function. I checked the boards for heat and overload. Yeah. Recommended batteries for it are 80C. Okay, so I'm going way under in C rating. I do have that 100C battery. It doesn't have much juice, but it's definitely worth trying here. Let's kick this one off. One motor might be wired or running backwards, which would draw more. That is actually definitely what's happening, Kenneth. That's a really good point, and I can tell you why. Because I think it was this motor. Let me put a different battery in it. This motor, I believe, is faster going in reverse, which means it needs to be reversed on the battery and then reversed on my controller. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. Set that out. Battery comes out. It's hot in here. I mean, it's definitely hot in here. The battery is okay. Nope, it's not even warm. I know this battery's not full, but let's give it a shot. What do we need from this? We need this adapter. Let's give this a shot, and then I can guarantee you that one motor is running in reverse. That's definitely a thing. This battery's in. Okay. Get out of here. What should we go in there? Huh? You caught on something? Oh. There we go. In there. Put this on and just use the magnet. Now, okay. Go back in there. Bam. Alright, so hold on. Let me figure out which motor it was. So the radio's still on. Plug that in. Alright, telemetry has been recovered. Alright, so I think it was, from my memory, it was this right one. One speed on reverse. No, this one is the same in both directions. What's going on here? I wonder if it was the C rating. Aha! This one doesn't like reverse. The forwards are cool. Wow, so it is my batteries, isn't it? It's the batteries. Oh, you're yelling at me. Whenever he's mumbling to himself, we can't hear. Focus. What's up, man? That's hilarious. Hold on. Let's see. Let me go back up. Audio, mic check. Mic check. What's going on? Oh, mic check. My mic's over here. Hello, everybody. That's funny. Silencio. All right, hold on. It's this. Thank you, guys. You took off your mic. I did. I'm exhausted, guys. I'm exhausted. Okay, so it's the batteries. It's the batteries. That's an easy fix. I just gotta throw money at it. I don't want to throw money at it, but all my batteries are 50C except for this one, and this one is fine. Here, let's put it upside down again. Let's give it the beans. It's fine. Nope. Cut off right there. It definitely doesn't smell very good. Yeah, I mean, this motor is cold, and this motor with the new treads is... This thing's on fire. Mixed emotions. I don't know. Here's another test. I do have a fresh battery just off the charger. Let me put that on. It will be a 50C battery. Not this hundo. The smell is not good. Alright, this one is fresh. Bummer, bummer, bummer. Why gotta be a bummer? Alright, battery cover. Let's get the head on there. Radio on, yep. Many LiPo batteries do have thermal overload protection. Welcome back. Treads are too tight. They are, but there's nothing I can do about them. Just burn in the tread for a while. Like a rifle, gotta cycle it. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a part of what's happening for sure. So which one of these was running better in reverse? I think it might be this one. It sounds about the same. And this one? Struggles. I mean, it's definitely better on the fresh battery. But I don't know. It has all the grip. Well, you could definitely do a wheelie. I wonder if the whole thing is just a matter of breaking in the treads. Like taking it outside and just kind of running it. Or just putting a fan on it and doing this. Yeah, I mean, it still cuts off. So right there. Oh, I know you guys didn't see that. But yeah, it just cut off. The motor gets so hot. That's crazy. I mean, you can smell it. You can see it. Not good. Not good. I don't like it one bit. Don't like it one bit. And this one is fine. But the problem is the tread is too loose. Man. Well, I don't know what the solution is, but I'll let that fan run for a little bit on it. What do you guys suggest? Do you have too much pressure on the gear axle? I mean, there is pressure on both of them, but it's not. It's nothing I would consider excessive. Can you loosen? Hey, Chuck. No. So this one right now, the pinned one, this one is too loose. And especially like on the carpet where there's actual grip, it'll come right off. So that's a problem there. This one is the one that we just spent literally hours doing. And this one is really tight because this is the printed two-part, rubber on top, plastic on the bottom. And this one seems to be really pushing this motor. I mean, that is so hot. Yeah, that's... And I mean, like I said, there's definitely going to be some time for wear in. You know what's interesting? Just rolling it like this on the table. The tracked one, the double, the what's called the two-piece one actually moves, whereas this one doesn't. But under power, this one is. I mean, yeah, it's cold. Motor's cold on this side. So do I risk overheating, or do I risk the track coming off and breaking everything? I'm trying to figure out why only one side gets hot. I mean, the two-piece one is definitely tighter. Like, there is no flop or slack in it. The other side is loose goose. I'm sure I'll stretch out a bit. Put a C-clamp in reverse, try to stretch it? Maybe. Is there room for a turnbuckle for tension control? No, probably not in this design. That's what I'm thinking too. Yeah, I mean, that side is tighter for sure. Can you lube the pins? Yes. Yeah, the pins can be lubed. Yeah, the pins can definitely be lubed. So for this pile, oh wait. So for this pile, do I spend another 2 hours putting it together? Yeah, probably, because I already did it. Like, it's already here. I'll just do that with a drill so that it's way faster. Man. I mean, there's still some slack. Like, there's still some, but it's not this much. Like, this is enough to where I can take this off right now. Yeah, there's definitely some tension to go around the drum. That's definitely happening. So I will probably do this. I'll probably take this one off, and I will lubricate each joint just to help it along. And then I think the only other thing I can really do is just run it so that it wears in. Put a couple batteries through it, see how it behaves. I'd rather it break now than break later. Because this is okay for a backup, but it's just too, they're too loose. I'm not sure why. Yeah, it'll be a good spare. Easy to put into the spare parts box. Do a dropper XY. I mean, I have plenty of various lubricants that I can use on the pins. I'm not really worried about that. Yeah, the motor overheating like that is definitely a problem. Is it cool now? No, it's still super hot. Look at that, so hot. It definitely sounds much better already, by the way. I know you guys can hear it to a certain degree. Yeah, okay, so they're definitely wearing in. Okay. I guess they're not really getting any air just sitting here. But definitely needs, I think it'd be worthwhile to have some kind of opening right here in the middle. To let some air in. So I think I'll remix this with an opening for the motor here, just for some ventilation, and then make another piece that goes on the back right here that pops it out some, just a little bit more, so that we're not rubbing on anything. So that needs to happen there. I feel like you shouldn't need active cooling fans in a rig like this. Seems like something is wrong if you have to. I mean, it has. Listen, here I'll show you guys. I'll show you guys the inside before I call it quits here. Let me show you what I got going on in here. Integrated grill, yeah. Is the drums bearings or bushings? Bearings. Bolt a fan to that plate. So there is a fan on the electronics, just not the fan. There's no fan on the motors. But yeah, actively cooling these motors is kind of nuts as well. All right, here, let's take this cover off. All right, let's see what's happened here. So, if I flip this around, severing any wires. So you can see my, oh yeah, this is cold to the touch. So we have our ESC, you can see the fins on it. So like I said, I cut through the plastic to the metal aluminum plates here, and I added heat sinks with thermal paste all the way. Like this is all heat sink, and this is a fan. It's a BQ fan. Yeah, I mean it's blowing nice and cool right over top of it, so the air is going right here and through the fins up and then hitting the battery, essentially. So it does kind of stop there. It's definitely not going through the battery, but it does seem to be working otherwise. And yeah, pools air. Yep. Oh yeah, I can actually hear it when you close it. So pulls air from over there. Ah, yeah, that's hot. That's really hot. That's like stepper motor hot. Yeah, not good. Not good. So the smell is this motor, this brushed motor is really having a hard time. So in order for me to really know that if it's these or maybe just a bad motor, for example, or a bad transmission, is to do it on the other side. That's going to be the control. So we'll have to do that. Technically speaking, there would even be a better place for a fan on here. A fan right here blowing just straight onto the electronics would technically be better than over there. But I guess the point is that it's pooling air from the front, from the nose while you're driving. So I guess that makes sense. So yeah, that's what I got going on under there. Let's turn this thing off. Let it chill out. Fedor, could you flip the treads over so that the head of the bolts are on the inside? Yes, you can, but it'll cause other problems if they ever come loose, or you need to take the thing off. Getting a screwdriver on the other side to unscrew such a long bolt will be really tricky. So I think they have to be. Might be tempted to zip tie and paste some long heatsink chunks to the motors. Yeah, I don't have any more. But also, it's kind of rounded, so you need one of those clip-on. You can buy. They're really inexpensive online, actually. Double blind test. The viewers have to turn around. I was gonna say, swap the two types of treads and see if it happens to the other side. Yeah, I'll just do it to both sides because I do feel like they're just better. They're just a better fit. They need to be worn in a little bit, broken in. But they feel right. There's no, like, I'm spinning it right now, and there's no binding. There's no. Yeah, this is correct. Like this feels so much better than the rubber. The rubber definitely feels like it's constantly pushing. Yeah, nope. This feels good. It feels good. It just I guess it's just a lot for the motor to turn them because of the tension. But I feel like that's temporary. Yeah, I'll take them off and lube them. That's what I'll do. And then this, I mean, what am I going to do there? Not much more I can really do here. Maybe I can come up with some kind of cowl or something. I mean, I could strap a fan. I could strap that fan just right to it. I mean, I can zip tie the fan right to the heat sinks. But I don't. That's obviously not the problem. Yeah, the tracks. Well, these also technically have fins inside of them. Like I can see the fins inside, but we didn't really drive it far either. We're just kind of sitting here and doing it, but it should pull in some air by itself. All right, so at least we have a plan. I named this the stream finale. I don't think I'll be doing another stream on this thing. And if I come down here working on it, maybe I'll just do a short stream. I do want to get to the Prusa next week, so it's Thursday. yeah, I mean, I have to have this thing running because I need to relearn how to drive tank, tank steer like that. So, all right, y'all, I'm gonna call it here. Do some cleanup. I appreciate you guys sticking with me. Thanks for throwing some advice my way, helping me get through this nonsense that I'm dealing with over here. But it doesn't go unnoticed, and I really appreciate it. And if you guys come up with some idea, make sure you message me on Discord. But yeah, right now I'm kind of thinking taking off that fan wouldn't be that hard. It's 4 bolts to get to it. And I could just strap it straight there. It is trying to get some flow through this whole thing, but I don't think that's actually happening too much. I'm sure there's some air moving, though. Interesting. Interesting. I got some stuff to think about. You need to practice? Yeah, exactly. All right, y'all. Thank you all again. This thing's getting there. And I'll probably take some video of it. Well, here's a question before we go. Would you guys want to see just a quick recap of the build process? Because I do have some like footage of all the parts after they were printed, and then putting it together through live streams, and then this. Would you guys want to see that, or should I just wait until I have some footage of this thing driving in the thing, and then kind of do a full video on the whole experience? Because that's a lot of work. Not that I'm not down for that. Would you guys watch that is the question. It's very different than my other content. So I know the few of you guys that enjoy the stuff that I do will like that, but I'm wondering if the rest of the channel will. Also, I saw a really interesting stat. 80% of my followers only watch my shorts. 80%. So that explains why my view count is so low on my videos. People are enjoying my shorts content. Put the old track on, run it forward and reverse, and check the motors between for heat. That's also a good, yeah, that'll be easy to do. That'll be an easy test. All right, that'll be for next time. All right, everybody. Thank you as always. Congratulations on the filament win there. Thank you to PCBWay for sponsoring the stream. And thank you to Polymaker for sponsoring the stream with some filament. Obviously appreciate you guys. Amazing, because I hate shorts. Yeah, I mean, I enjoy making them because they're nice and quick and like fun. But yeah, 80%. It's a big stat. Yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you guys. Get some rest. And I'll see you guys soon. If not in a couple days, then definitely at least once next week before the event. All right, guys. See you later. Thank you.